Clutch master cylinder. Oh, what a freaking lovely job that is on an ST170 or any Mark 1 Focus. Let's get it done, I suppose, then. Oh, woohoo! Let's get it done. Okay, first off, you actually want to move the cowling, so it'll give you greater access, which is held on by, I believe, six bolts. No, 5, and the OBD2 plug. So if you remove the Phillips screws, 1, 2, 3. There's one in the corner. Was that being took out? No, it is there, look. And one lastly in that corner. It will give you great access to the pedal. So we'll do that first. Next, remove this ducting, just this one single screw here. Oh, is it a plastic one? Yeah, it's one of them. Be careful how you undo that, because it's one of them plastic push type plunging screws. So if you find it unscrews and it just keeps spinning around, get a flathead screwdriver or a knife and just dig it as you turn it, and then it will pop out like that, and you can move the ducting. Right, next really we'll do the switches, which isn't too bad to do, he says normally. I need to pop the pin out, remove that, push that one in, they're out, ideally. This should just twist around and unclip, he says. But they're not wanting to. Brake pedal switch. And you see, clutch pedal switch. Bit hard to confuse blue and black, so you shouldn't get them too mixed up. Next thing, really. Oh look, if you've ever got a cracked ducting, which I did have out of that, that'll be why. Look, it's actually fell out, so you can push back on. But a couple more bits we need to do. We will need to ideally remove this ducting, what I just showed you, because it's laying on the steering rack, and we're going to take the steering rack off. It's not difficult. It's one 10mm pinch bolt. It's on actually only a set way, so you shouldn't be able to put this on the wrong way back. So don't fear like, oh my good God, I'm taking the steering off. It'll only go one way anyway. So we're going to do that. We're going to loosen the 2 bolts, which are, or nuts, bolts. That silver one there, there's another one just hidden underneath. That will slacken off the actual master cylinder to the pedal box kind of assembly, and I'll come back to them. Alright, so after you move the duct, after you move the 10mm pinch bolt, you want to pop off this cover. It will just pop off, there's no clips or anything. The ducting that I've removed now is actually held on at this end by this little circle hole, by in the corner of the back, right where my screwdriver's touching on that, is a black plastic peg, and it will push onto that, and you can pop it off. In my case, I have to pop it back on, but yeah, anyway, so you want to proceed to undo the 10mm nuts holding on the master. It's a little bit awkward to do with holding one hand on the camera. As you can see, next one being up there, which is that one. I'm just about to see. There's a spanner. There, that one there. Right, I'm gonna have to put this phone down because I can't really do it one hand. But yeah, undo that and I'll be back. They're a little bit of a challenge, especially the top one, because you can't even get through a socket because obviously you've got a closed pedal box part. As you can see, there's no way of you sneaking through that bottom or top hole. It won't line up, unfortunately. So I really highly recommend some bloody good quality ratchet spanners. I mean, they'll make the life of that not too bad. Without a ratchet spanner, good luck. Right, once you've done the parts in the car, you need to come out. First things first, make sure your furnace wire is at the max level. Yeah. Now I'm not going to be able to film this and get in there, but I'll zoom in and help you out for a minute if I can. This metal clip there needs to be pulled out. Yeah. And it's the same with the line above it. Which you can't really see. What I'm saying, I'm not going to be able to film it. It's just above it. It's just above it. You need to pull both pins out. Pull the return line, which is the bottom one, out. That will drip a little bit, but shouldn't drip too much. You should be able to leave it on the rag. The top, on the other hand, will constantly drip. So what I'm going to do with that is I normally have on fuel filters the little rubber like caps they give you to put in the lines. I can't sod or find one, so what I'm going to do is put a rubber glove. As soon as I unplug it, put a rubber glove, like one of these gloves over it. So obviously you can put that on straight away, wang an O-ring over it. What the hell's going on with the camera? Nothing's reflecting back. I do apologise. Thank you. I'm going to put an O-ring around it, so as soon as I've pull the line off, I'll put the blue glove over it, and then I'll quickly put an O-ring over it just to help stop it pouring out everywhere. Yeah, so you pull the two metal pins out, one on there, one on the top one, wiggle and pop the lines out, and then in the middle, I don't think I can see it on here on the camera. Just about see where I'm pointing to there, behind that black pipe. You'll see there's an 8mm nut. That needs to be removed as well because that's what holds the assembly on. So yeah, well, we're going to take these two parts off and I'll come back to you. Forgot to add, when you insert the new master cylinder, with the little retaining clips that live both in there and there, leave them fully inserted. Don't even think about trying to slightly pull them out and then push them in, you know, when the pipe's in, because they don't work like that. They need to be fully clipped in. I forgot, and I'm not gonna lie, I pulled it out slightly and I dropped one, and of course I was swearing as you can imagine at that point. So out it came again, and I pushed the clips and I thought, well, you prat, there, as you push the pipe in, the clip will go clink like that around it and relock. You can't pull it out, but you can push it in the pipe. So do not be tempted to half pull those clips out and put the line in. Also, the return line you may find actually doesn't want to go directly straight in the hole, it's like at an angle, so that may need a little bit of gentle persuasion as you try and insert it. And the top one's got like a piece of plastic lug that you push. They are a tight push, they're not like a gentle when they're in. You will struggle to push these pipes in, I'm not going to lie, they are quite difficult. But just once you've done, make sure that they are fully seated, inserted into obviously the holes, because the last thing you want to do is be putting down your brake clutch pedal later date and they've just burst out. You'll see that they're firmly home flush and inserted once you've done it, but they are a struggle. Right, once you've done that, it's been a bit of a fucking nightmare, to be honest. It's done though. I can't even show you, but you just need to put a rubber pipe on the end of the nipple, like that, on the end of the contraceptive slave cylinder. You're probably best to use a power bleeder kit at this point. Screw it onto the brake lever wire, top it up, connect it all up. You'll have to take the battery off the air box, the scoop, because just to get at the tap, and it's as simple. You plug the pipe on the end, make sure you pull the rubber cover off first, like I didn't at first, and I thought this pipe's huge, and I realised, oh, cover. Then once you've got your pipe on and you've got your power pressure tester all connected and ready to go, just open the tap, and you should see it obviously start to bleed. At some point, shut it, go back in, sort of spaz the clutch up and down a few times, come back in, open it back up again, and you should see the bubbles all coming out. At that point, turn off, and you should be finally good to go. And obviously fitting everything back in is a reverse of what you've done. Obviously once you've bolted your bloody thing back up, I will say bolt your contraceptive slave cylinder up to the pedal box first, the slave cylinder up to the pedal box first before pushing them lines in, because that was a bit of a nightmare. And then a really good clutch pedal. Once you've done that, bolt it up, you've plugged your lines in, you can come back in, you can put your air scoop back up first. Once you put your air scoop, you can then lock your steering back in, plug your brake and clutch switches back up and in, and put your cowl in and back in, and you're pretty much done at that point. Just check your fluid levels, obviously, make sure there's no leaks, and yeah, job's a good one. So it will take a while, it's just because of the positions. It's not that much of a bad job, but one thing I will let you know, for some very, very strange reason, I didn't notice, but when I plugged my the master in and plugged the pipes in, I've noticed LUK, in their infinite wisdom, they must have had a bit of a bad day on Friday. I don't know what they've done, but where I told you about before the clip springs, well, as I was going in for it and I plugged it all in the car, like sort of that, the springs are going this way. Yeah, make sure they go that way. And if you're thinking, well, what does that mean? It means if whoever come to do this job again is going to be fucking swearing big time, because you're not going to be able to. You can get the bottom one out going that way because I had to. You're not getting the top one out. It's just not doable in any way, shape or form. Put that back in. Yeah, so if that ever needs another one, that'll probably have to be cut. That contraceptive slave cylinder or the pipe, something will have to be cut anyway, because you won't get the clip out. But anyway, stay safe.